On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
Dawn is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the ship.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
All right. Hello.
Hey.
What's going on, folks? What's up, Dang?
What up, homie? How you feeling?
Oh, I am living a life. I have no complaints whatsoever. How are you?
You glowing over there?
It's just good lighting.
Glow up, or it's just,
It's just good lighting.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't even do it.
Okay.
What's going on with you, though, sir? What you got new?
Chilling, busting crazy, stupid, dope moves. As normal, as always. You know what I'm saying?
That's always good. Listen.
Holding it down, Bree.
Yes, POP, holding it down. For those of you who are new to the channel, we welcome you. Hey, what's going on, Marv?
Marv, what up, brother?
Marv in the building. We welcome you guys to the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl, Sabrina, also known as Simply Bree. And I got next to me,
It's your boy Dame Irv. What's happening? It's good to be with you guys this evening.
yes, Dame Irv. And then, of course, you know, it's like the three amigos, but one of our amigos is currently tied up right now. So that is the one and only mental ambition himself, James Sweat. He will be joining us momentarily. Shout outs to everyone that's checking in. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Don't Judge Me But Podcast, available on all of your listening platforms. And this is the only platform that we go live on. So this and Twitch. I'm streaming it to my Twitch. But make sure that you guys join in because it's all about interaction. We're having these conversations for you all. So did you get a whiff of today's topic, sir?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
The hidden impact.
How you feeling about tonight's topic?
Oh, so I'm curious. So we have a guest tonight that's going to be joining us, Caleb. I'm curious as to what he's going to bring to the table in regards to the discussion. I am a big porn supporter. As far as to the extent where it gets into the addiction territory, I don't really, you got to push away from it sometimes, but listen, nobody can love you better than yourself. And sometimes porn helps, right?
I agree. I will say that I studied for tonight.
Already!
I studied for tonight, and I come armed with years of experience on this topic. I just happen, to be well prepared, and we'll just see where this goes, because I don't know. We don't know where it's gonna go.
It might be a rabbit hole. Let's go. Okay, so let me ask you this. What is the weirdest, and of course this is judge free, what is the weirdest porno video you've seen to date online?
To date?
Yes.
I've seen some pretty wild porns. I mean, because I want to say that there was a there was an era where you had unfiltered access to the internet before there were censors and things on what you could see on the internet.
Mhm.
Um, so outside of like the weird, like bestiality, like seeing yeah, outside of that kind of weirdness,
Yeah.
the weirdest thing that I would see, anything where people are having sex with masks on, it always creeped me out. Like if you have a clown mask or some weird thing, and it's a porno with clown mask or any kind of mask, it's an instant turn off. It just creeps me out. That's don't judge me for that, but that's my.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I honestly, I haven't seen anything with mask. I guess I'm just not
No,
hitting the
never
right.
ever.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I have not.
What's
Okay,
weird for
okay,
you?
wait. But it hasn't been like clown masks. It's been like those masquerade type, I'm trying to hide my identity
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
mask.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
nothing like clowns and goats and stuff like that now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Special 77. Shout out to Special 77. He says back in the day, women and animals. Yeah, that right
See,
there. Oh, I'm gonna learn a
the
lot
the
today.
internet was a lawless place. Remember what was back in the Napstar days? The internet
Mm.
was a lawless place.
Oh,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
LimeWire days.
LimeWire days when all you had to do was
Dude,
yeah, the
wait.
internet.
Do you
Yeah.
remember when it was on the cable box and you would like try to get in between the channel
Oh
the lines and
yeah.
you could kind of make it out, but we all knew the
Yes.
music behind,
Yes.
okay, this is the actual porno station right
Yeah.
here.
I wonder,
So
does cable TV still offer porn channels?
they couldn't. Like, what can they show on TV that you can't see on your computer or your cell phone? Like, that doesn't make it. Pay per view doesn't make sense right now. So the one weird one that I saw, and it was the fan. I want to say fan craze, but it was so well known, and you already know what I'm going at. Two women in a cup. Oh no! So are we considering that porn? Two women in a
That's
cup.
definitely porn.
That that was like I think that introduced us to a whole different side of intimate encounters,
Mm.
going outside of the box So Special 77 says, I love Marvel and Scooby Doo characters. So dressing up like, what's that chick name with the glasses and the purple or blue shirt and the little mini skirt? What's her name? Thelma,
Not
something like that?
Thelma. Thelma. Look, see, you know what you tell me more, Bree. Tell
I
me
don't
what
know
else.
anything. I don't know anything. Marv says LimeWire messed up a couple of desktop
They
computers.
was
Yes, those
downloading all them
viruses.
viruses to their computers.
Torrent. That's when you learned the word torrent back then. Two girls in a cup by far holds the top of weirdest videos I've seen. I don't know. I did see one. I'm kind of scared to even mention it, but it was like, you know how you be flicking through certain videos and stuff, and scrolling. And this one was just like, this was someone who was physically disabled and mentally disabled. And they were just laying there, and they were just laying there, and it was like the dude was just playing with her, and I was just like, I understand those with disabilities need love too. But I was like, this right here has to be some type of abuse because I can't even say he was taking advantage of her because she was enjoying it. So,
Yeah.
in those situations, I wonder, does the porn addiction really count for those who might have some type of physical or mental disability and they can't get any in the real world, so they result to that? Do you think porn addiction should be applicable in that
You
situation?
know what? I think that's a great question. I think for me, it would depend on if they're able to show up when it's time to show up. You understand what I'm saying? If they are able to show up when the game starts, then they might not have an addiction. They just might have an insatiable thirst.
Gotcha.
Because even if you are disabled, you still want to get off and you still have sexual desires.
Mhm.
Um, and you probably still have sexual fantasies. I don't see why not. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Now, how do you think porn can affect a relationship?
If you are in a solid relationship and you are watching porn, see, the thing is,
Hmm.
porn is like a means to an end, right?
Okay.
So once I get off, I'm done. Like I'm all set.
Hey,
And
DJ.
if I just got some from my girl this morning, I don't need porn. I don't have time to watch porn. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But if me and my girl don't live together, and you gotta get yours. You know what I'm
Well, wait a
saying?
minute. What do you mean you have to get yours? Because what's wrong with holding out until your partner is in your presence again?
I agree. I agree. I mean, that's a great point. What is with that? Should you? Is that necessary?
I mean, so I personally feel like porn is for singles. I think once you are in a relationship, you should be preserving that energy, that excitement, that hunger for your partner. And this is just my opinion because what happens, I personally feel like you become desensitized down there when you're so used to getting yourself off that when you do get with your partner, unless you are able to sit here and imagine and fantasize about what it is that you're watching, you might not be able to finish. Or watching porno might create these false fantasies where now the regular black and white vanilla sex is no longer exciting. Now you gotta damn near stick your fist in somebody, put your foot in there, put your head in there. You gotta like choke them out. You gotta poop on them. It's like I feel like it takes away from the relationship. Me personally, so I think
I agree.
it's a singles type of thing. That's just me.
Yeah, I get that. I guess I get that. I guess, but I think that porn is here for me and it's here for you. You know what I'm saying? It's here for everybody.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Let's ask the audience that. Audience, do you guys feel like porn is here for you? It's here for me. It's here for everyone, even when you're
Yeah,
in a relationship.
please.
And DJ said, why not act out what they are doing? That's role playing. I like, role playing is good. It's nice and, gets the blood flowing. What's up, James?
What's
What up,
going on?
man?
Oh, we're just talking about porn. What's your take?
Regular.
He's got his face straightened up. What's your take on porn? Do you feel like porno should be something that's viewed while you're in a relationship, or do you think it's something that should be for singles?
I think it's for whatever you need it to be for.
I knew he was gonna come in.
If you need a little intimacy with your partner and you need to spice it up a little bit, you watch it. If you at home and you've been single for 6 months, sometimes you gotta take care of it by yourself.
Mm,
It's whatever floats your boat, man.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You don't
So
think it
DJ,
has any side effects on a relationship?
Oh, definitely, definitely. If you're when you're looking at pornography and you're taking the time to go through videos, you're looking at whatever you're really stimulated by. And if your
mm,
partner is doesn't live up to those expectations, whatever it is, you can lose interest in your partner or feel that there's something out there better.
that is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
the false fantasies.
Hmm.
Now, if your chick isn't hawk to like you want her to, like you see in the videos, then she's probably you're gonna look for someone that's more spicier, someone who ain't got no reflex, and forget why you guys are being intimate to begin with.
Yeah. So,
Very
question:
true.
tell me, what are you guys' thoughts on watching porn with your partner?
If y'all into it, do it.
I could see that. I could see it being a part of foreplay.
So this is the thing I have. This is my issue with watching porn with your partner, right? Because at this point, this is your partner. Y'all are in deep if y'all are watching porn together. So you need to be completely honest about your kink, okay? Like if you were watching porn with your partner and you're trying to put on what he might like, or you're trying to think what she gonna like, instead of actually going through your own search history and sharing what you've been watching, I think you need to work on that.
That okay, so imagine you want to spice up the relationship and get each other hot and going, and you're the guy and your chick puts on Mandingo Warriors, baby legs, like arms like this, and you see that gets her
She put
off,
on
but you're
orgy.
nowhere near that. Could that create an insecurity?
It could if you ain't packing.
But okay, so if you're not packing, then
You got to ask someone who ain't packing.
Yeah.
okay. So apparently that question is only to those who are not packing. But in general, or let's say your chick, you put on a video and this chick is able to like balls and all, she taking everything. And your chick can barely take a tip. Do you not think that that's psychologically going to affect her, especially if she sees that that's getting you off? She might feel like I'm not enough.
I can see
How
that
do you
happening.
console your partner if that is the effect that it has?
You go to the sex store, get some throat numbing spray.
Look at this dude right here. Lynette says, so I'm with a client at FIRP telling her all about this podcast, and this is your combo.
Come on. This is valid. This is so valid tonight.
Okay, so one of the questions from the audience is porn cheating? Yes or no?
It's a great question.
I feel like I don't think porn is cheating, but I think if it's something that you're doing behind your partner's back and it's something that you enjoy, then that's a discussion that needs to be had.
Depends on what you consider cheating. You know what I'm saying? Is cheating watching videos of somebody else naked or other people doing sexual acts? Is cheating grinding on somebody? Is cheating making calls to other people? It's like there's different definitions when it comes to cheating.
That's how you
right?
know.
So you got to be clear. It ain't BS.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you know what's clear. Like if realistically, right? If you were with somebody and they're watching videos behind your back and they're getting off, would you consider that cheating?
No.
What about you, Dane?
Nah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then you don't
You
consider
gotta
it
go
cheating.
harder than that. Now, if you watching videos of porn and you're grinding on somebody at the same time, we got a problem. That's a whole different ballpark. Now you're physically enacting what you're seeing and what you're fantasizing. Yeah, no, that's
Okay. So
okay. See, this question that I have is it's different because I already know how it is for guys. But if you and your partner are if you and your partner are exchanging pornos, right, as far as what each other likes, and your wife shows you videos of dudes getting it in together, and she says this is what gets her off, how do you react to that? Are you comfortable with that?
No, I ain't comfortable with that.
I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to make it it's not going to be a mission of mine in no way whatsoever to try and fulfill that. Mm-hmm. But if that's her thing and that's what she likes to watch in her own time, that's cool. I ain't tripping on that. Okay. I don't care. She ain't going to get that from me. And hopefully that's not an issue for her. because, but honestly, like what she does on her own time is her time. You know what I mean? Right. And if that's what she's into, some stuff I don't need to know everything. Maybe I don't want to know.
There you go. Sometimes you don't want to know how freaky people get.
Okay. That's interesting. But this is just, that's the weird thing. Sometimes you don't need to know how freaky people get. But then you have people who say they want their relationship to feel like that's my best friend. Like, you can talk to me about any and everything. But then there has limitations to it too, because you really can't talk to them about any and everything if they can't share how freaky they are.
True. But you have best friends and you still don't tell them everything about your life.
I'm kind of open book anyway, so I mean,
you know, some people are closed off.
Yeah, that's interesting. What do you guys say in the chat? Oh Lord, this dude said no P Diddy.
No P Diddy. I agree. I am with you. I am with you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm done with her.
We are no P Diddy. We are not doing none of that. We got limits. See, look, you could share, and a person might be like, I ain't into that. That ain't my thing.
So how can we identify a porn addiction? Like, what makes it an addiction?
I think if you're sneaking off somewhere to go watch some videos you shouldn't be watching, that makes it an addiction. Or instead of playing video games or watching TV, you just constantly pulling it up.
Pulling it up and pulling it out. Your bestie, you're my bestie and partner, volume A through Z videos. Okay. I'm sharing everything. Hey. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you can't keep, I'm just trying to really get a handle on what porn addiction would look like in real life. You know what I mean?
Kirk Franklin.
Huh?
Kirk Franklin, remember he got caught with all that stuff. Yeah, watching the video.
Man, listen. You have to remember, porn is an industry, but some people just get off on watching sex. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So maybe if you can't wait to have sex and you're constantly watching videos, is that when it becomes an addiction?
That's the problem, because once I said earlier, bro, that it was sex, that the porn was a means to an end. Meaning once you jack off and you get yours, you're done. Like, you don't need nobody. Like, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? That girl you was interested in or physically attracted to, now you don't need anybody. It could keep you from getting into a relationship if you're not careful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What about sort out video by race? Is that an addiction?
No, I think that's just your preference.
Yeah.
Hey, if you grew up in a place where there are no Black people, you might fantasize about being with a Black person, and that goes for any other. You could flip flop that anyway, gender, race, whatever.
So I did come up with some questions that I wanted to ask you guys, as well as our guest when he comes on in just a few. So first question is, how can partners support each other when one is struggling with porn addiction?
Number 1, you pray for them. Number 2, you take them to therapy. Number 3, you say, how long you been doing this? And am I enough for you? And make them feel bad. Sometimes you got to guilt them into it. Why you doing me like this, baby? Come on now.
What's up, Uncle Elroy? Welcome to the show. This dude said you got to guilt them into it. How long have you been doing this behind my back, you sleazy cheater?
Yeah.
What do you say, Dane?
I would wonder why they're doing it behind your back. You know what I mean? Because that would suggest some kind of shame to me. Like, why I can't watch it with you? What you watching? You know what I mean? Like, why is it secretive porn?
Right.
From the videos that Bree had brought up before, the No Diddy videos. That's why it's behind the back.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it has to be.
You think some people are too afraid to expose what their sexual desires are?
Yeah, because it's judgment. You're going to be judged. Whether you agree to it or not, people are always going to have something to say because it's not what they like. It's not their preference. So it's almost like pushing off or projecting shame onto someone simply because what they like is a little different than what you like.
Yes,
That's
I
why.
agree. And it's funny because we can use what people like against them sometimes.
Right. Ooh, get into an argument. Yeah, I seen. That's why you like goat fucking videos too, you freak. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I can see. I'll never trust you around my dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You looking at the title of the video like, oh my gosh, this is what you like.
Uncle Elroy says people are scared to say what they are into, kinks. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
get Caleb up in just a couple of minutes. Than that, because I believe he too can shed some light on us. Special 77 says there are some weird people out there. Yeah, I'm not.
Definitely.
We're not gonna say
Definitely.
weird. We're not going to say weird. They just have different choices and different preferences in what we have, because this is the Don't Judge Me But podcast.
That is a
So we're not going to shame
fact.
people for the kinks that they have.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I had met this guy and we were getting ready to do it. And he thought that I was gonna let him spit in my mouth, and I was like, "You nasty!" Like, so for me, right, and this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. Porno, I feel, creates these fantasies, right, where now the normal foreplay is out of the window, and now you got to, spit in people's mouths, pee on them, defecate on them, like damn near belittle them. And it's a little uncomfortable. It's a little awkward, right? I don't know about y'all. I don't know if
It
y'all had
can
somebody
be.
spit in your mouth or thought they was going to spit in your mouth,
Yeah.
but
There's
yeah,
levels to it. To
it's
the
a lot of
nasty.
levels. Okay, I'm gonna write this question down because I want to ask this when Caleb is up here.
It does create. I do. I totally agree. Young Elroy.
Mm, okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead, take a commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to have our guest of the hour, Mr. Caleb Harris himself. So, you guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, Don't Judge Me But podcast. And keep those comments rolling in the chat, and we'll bring those up as well when we come back. Stay tuned.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
All right, and we are back. This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl, Sabrina, also known as Simply Bree.
It's your boy Dame Irv.
It's your boy James, man. Mr. Mental Ambition.
Who we got? Who we got with us this evening?
Oh
Yeah.
man, this is I gotta say my name now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I got y'all. This is Caleb Harris. Good to see y'all.
All
Good to
right,
see
Caleb,
Hold on,
welcome
man.
to the show.
Hold
So,
on.
what we're going to do is, Caleb, if you can let the people know a little bit about you, what do you have going on? How can they find you on social media? And then we will go ahead and get into some questions that we got.
Yeah, so my name is Caleb Harris. I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker. Specifically, I'm a life coach and recovery coach. I help out those with personal development, and I help out those who battle with addiction to help them overcome addiction and take it one day at a time. And yeah, that's all there is about me.
All right. So, Caleb, You got to see a lot of the show backstage. How would you define porn addiction?
So just simplistically, I just go with addiction, something that you just cannot control. It's basically number one, you're losing money. Number two, you're losing friends and family. Oh, if you're married to someone and they don't approve of this. So now they're basically telling you, hey, I don't like this. So now you're sneaking around their back. You're hanging out at a bar, a club, a strip club, or some kind of a parlor or whatever kind of kink that you have. And you're doing this behind closed doors and not telling your partner, and you have lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of lies. I would believe that is a definition of porn addiction, being in a constant cycle of lying, cheating, and hiding who you truly are.
Mm.
I
Hiding who
agree.
you truly are. So I was thinking before we went to commercial, because we talk about, sharing your kinks and stuff with your
Mhm.
partner and, sharing what it is that you're into. But do you guys think that it might be something too heavy to share with someone that you just met? Like you're not even in a relationship. Someone that you're interested in being sexually intimate with. Do you think they should also share the same kinks?
Mm.
I I believe that we should just put it all out there, throw it all on them, because at the end of the day, it's kind of better to throw it on them and see who stays than to not be your true self and
Mm,
you know force
I-
people to stick around without even realizing it. But kinks can be pretty out of the norm. That's what makes it kind of hard to share them sometimes, right, guys? You know.
yeah, yeah. What do you say, James? James, be quiet.
Um, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say if you're gonna be with somebody, you should definitely open up and tell them what you're into because it might be too wild for them. But if they are into it, now you have someone you can reenact your fantasies with. And
Right.
it's all about how comfortable the person is with what you're sharing. But if you open up too much and it's too kinky, you can also scare off somebody that could be a good potential soulmate. Sometimes you got to ease into it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Take your time.
mm. What do you say, Caleb?
Well, I believe in the honesty policy. You have to be honest with what you like and what you don't like. And you have to also be accepting of, this person may not be into that kind of lifestyle. And you have to be okay with that. Or if it's just going to be a deal breaker and you guys have to part your own ways, then it just has to be what it has to be. But I believe in just being upfront and honest in the beginning because the last thing you want is like, you either get married or you get in a relationship and now, the conversation has come up about, hey, what is it that you like and what you don't like? And now it's just, ooh, I'm not really into that when you touch me like this, that, or the other. And now it's just really awkward. And yeah, I just believe in just being upfront and honest in the beginning. And then whatever happens just happens after that. So that's what I would believe.
Question.
Right.
So upfront
Yeah.
and honest, when in the beginning? The first date, the first week, the first month, the first sexual
hmm
encounter? What you think?
I would say right around that second, third date, right around there. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You say Sabrina?
You know.
I had someone share with me when we first met, because we met online, their kink. I never kissed him because of his kink. I was like, ain't no way in hell. Because in my head, okay, he liked somebody to spit in his mouth and he likes someone to share other fluids in his mouth as well. So in my head, I'm like, so when I'm not around you, you just gargling stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ain't no way. You're never gonna get a kiss from me. And he never, and we talked for almost close to like 8 months or so. Never kissed him because it made me uncomfortable. I wasn't into that type of stuff. So I would probably wait until you get closer to, in my opinion, wait until you get close to that opportunity where you guys are about to be intimate. And then you start exchanging likes and dislikes and boundaries. Because if you do it prematurely, you can kind of set yourself up to be judged, and, that can hinder some things. That's just my opinion, though.
I agree. I agree. I think I would. I bring it up. I think I would bring it up casually, but if I bring it up at all, because there's a million things to talk about and learn about a person before you get to porn. But it'll just come up casually, like, hey, what kind of porn you like? It could be as a joke. Hey, what you be watching? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's your favorite website? Like, for real. Like, let me see your phone. That's it. That make everybody cramp up real quick. Females too. Let me see your phone. What you be watching? Type in dot real quick.
Uh-huh.
Type in the first 3 letters.
Yeah.
And the whole thing populate. And for the chat, I am very curious. Do y'all watch? Do you guys watch porn? I just want to take a quick poll, a quick non-scientific poll.
That's a good one. Do you guys watch porn? I'm at Uncle Elmer said, "What's your favorite category?" That could be a opening line when you guys are getting closer to being intimate. Like, hey, I've actually had that conversation with someone, and we never got to the intimate part, but it was like, hey, what's your favorite website? Yeah, mine's too. Okay, what do you be looking at? And we literally was just going back and forth, and then that was just that. Like,
That's easing into it, right? As opposed to just coming out and saying it.
Yeah, you gotta like give me baby steps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's read some of these comments because they are definitely off the hook. So Uncle Elroy said that it's hard to hear that a person that person is into BDSM. Is that like when you're being tied up and stuff, like being whipped? Yeah, it is. Okay. Because a lot of people don't know too much about it. Me, I'm one. And get scared because they think it's all sadism, and it's not. Okay, all right. Special 77 says, of course, Marvel characters and school teachers. That's his category. Let me find out. We got some kinky stuff. It's mixed. Okay. All right. So now we talked about, how to ask your partner for help or how to at least try to get some help from your partner. And I think, Caleb, you were backstage when we were talking about superficial and fantasies, but how might pornography influence superficial sexual relationships, in your opinion?
So, like superficial sexual relationships, you mean just like platonic friendships? Is that what you're trying to say?
Just okay. So, how does pornography affect your relationship in a sense of what you see? You're now looking to imitate it in your actual relationship. Fantasy.
Right. So, yeah, I got you now. So basically, yeah, a lot of people who I've seen who've gotten into this basically live a lot in their fantasy life. And, the thing about it is that there's a difference between fantasy and reality. So then when someone is, addicted to pornography, oftentimes, not everybody has a problem distinguishing the two. And, when you have a problem with that and then you're into something that's like very violent, like, just like trying to like choke somebody, and some people are into things where they want to be whipped or hit or things like that. It could, be from child sexual abuse. I've learned through my studies and research is that people who are into, very violent fetishes like that, they think that someone who's hitting them is a form of love and affection, because that's what would happen is, before they were actually being abused, they were actually being hit all the time. So oftentimes they could associate that as a form of love. And when that person is not as, what I'm looking for is not as aggressive as you may, they think that that person is not really into them, and they probably are really into them, but it's just, they can't keep up with the sexual level that they're into.
Wow.
I agree.
Dame, I think you're muted, or you were saying something, but we couldn't hear you.
No, I would like to ask a question. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. Can we talk about the positive impact of porn on your?
Oh, he was like,
he got up out of there. He said, "Nah, we're not talking about."
He said, "Oh, hell no, hell no."
Ain't nobody around for no positive. Okay,
No,
so
no, we're not
I
gonna.
think he was
Because
just
listen,
disconnected.
I don't want us to bash porn, and I just want us to look at.
No.
No. And not that we are, but just to look at the different sides of it. So, porn can make you a better lover. It could. Porn could make you a more informed lover. Porn can make the muscles in your sexual areas stronger. If you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. It
Uh-huh.
makes everything nice and strong. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah, that was
Welcome
weird.
back, Caleb.
Yeah.
No idea what
Yeah, you
happened.
dipped out on us, man.
I promise you that didn't happen. If you really want to know the truth, I myself, I used to have a battle with this addiction myself. I'm very sensitive to it. So there is whenever somebody says the word PORN, there is a app on here called Block Hero, and it'll actually block it and take me out of there. That's just the God's
Wow.
honest truth. I have no
I
reason to
love
lie.
that.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I
Got it.
absolutely love that.
yeah.
So there are ways around beating the addiction, um, such as there's apps, there's therapy, there's counseling,
Support
and then
groups.
it's just having
Yeah.
supportive family members and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Wow, I didn't even know they had an app like that. That thing was. Let me tell
Yeah.
you something.
It's
That
very
app was on
powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yes. Is that the paid
Like,
version? That must be the paid version.
honestly, I do have a paid version. Yes.
Yeah, I know. That's because that's a
Yeah.
powerful tool.
Hmm.
You know what I
That,
mean?
that thing
Yeah.
like AI. That, as soon as you
Yeah.
said it, that thing said he was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
As a
cool.
man of God, I believe in just fleeing from all kind of
Yeah.
sexual immorality. That's what I stand on. And I battled with this 2 years ago. I've been free by the grace of God in support groups and therapy and, basically just by being practical. So I don't mind having these conversations, but whenever that word comes up, the block hero just comes in and says, out, we're done. And I
Right.
gotta
Listen.
respect it.
Respect.
If you want to share the name of it for those who might be also battling the
Yeah.
same type of addiction, then they have at least they know it works.
It's called Block Hero.
So wait, let me ask you this: can you choose what word you want it to activate on?
Yes.
Oh,
Dope. That's pretty cool. Is it
yeah.
audio only or
It's
does it
for
have other things?
audio, images, search words. So yeah, it's a very, very powerful app. So
Very
That's
cool.
dope. I love it. I
yeah.
love it. So what he was saying before it kicked in was, are there any positive sides of not the addiction part, but just the
Mm.
overall, what would you call it, Dane? Not
The
recreation.
overall,
Yeah.
you know, watching the enjoyment, the entertainment
Yeah.
factor.
Mm.
Is there any to it? Does
So
it
you
help you
could
in any
learn,
way?
right? So as far as positive effects, I honestly don't believe there's too many, but there are some people out here who do have their own sexual preferences. I'm a to each his own kind of guy. I personally just don't consume, don't watch it, but there are people out here because I learned from a Christian perspective, a lot of people don't like to talk about sex at all, which I think is damaging. I think you should have a conversation about what you like, what you don't like, what are your turn ons and what are your turn offs. So I can understand why people would look towards, some kind of a form of softcore pornography to, try to understand what they like and what they don't like. However, I
Mhm.
just don't recommend they should do that for a long amount of time. They should, sit down and have a conversation with somebody who's more mature, someone who is a sex therapist if they need that, to have those kind of conversations to let them know, like, okay, listen, this is more this what's the words I'm looking for? This is something that I don't want to say the words normal, but this is like a more, normal version. This is a little bit more out there. And then
Mhm.
leave that option to them if they want to get engage in that or not. Just I'm all about having a well balanced conversation about it. So that's what I
Right.
would say.
Mhm.
That makes sense. James, what you got, sir?
As far as what? A
As far
positive?
as positives, yeah.
A positive would be maybe seeing something that you and your partner could try, or you learning a new move.
Mhm.
You know, putting something in the arsenal for when it's you two and you're trying to do something new.
Right.
Besides that, I can't really think of any other positive.
Okay. If I had, I would say it might keep them out of the strip clubs. Because I mean, it depends on their will, though. If they are capable of just enjoying it on video and not now needing to step it up a little bit more and get it in person, I think that that would actually that hopefully that's not a driving factor. Um, I think that it does allow some type of individualism where if this is something that you were doing before you met me and we're in a relationship now, I think that, sometimes I might not have the energy. I might be tired. I might not be in the mood. And, if that's going to help you get your rocks off while knowing that I am still available to you at some point in time, then I think that that could possibly help. Um, let me bring up. Okay, so Uncle Elroy has a question for you, Caleb. He says,
Okay.
as a Christian and a rehab addict, do you still have things on what you like for sex?
To be honest, not really. I mean, I've transformed. I've become a new man. I mean, I'm fine with just regular sex in general. I'm open to going to a sex therapist if we would like to explore other things, but they would have to just be in reason. I don't, as someone who's been touched inappropriately as a kid, I'm very careful of the things that are going around in me or, doing things that are just out of your boundaries in general. So that's all I would answer the question.
Okay. How
Gotcha.
how hard is it? How hard is it, like on a daily, to walk that path, or do you find it easy at this point?
I've been finding it easier, with my relationship with God and, finding the right community and being around supportive people, friends and family. I just realized is that, the world is always going to be the world. The last thing I always want to be is like one of those, because I was a part of a church before that was just very extremely like, just judgmental and stuck up about people in general, but they didn't want to talk about things like mental health and they didn't want to talk about things that, people have never talked about sex ever again. They never talked about what you like and what you don't like. So it's like obviously they gravitated towards these films because, well, they felt lonely, they felt lost, they felt insecure. And I decided, I'm not going to shame, I'm not going to guilt trip. I'm just going to have conversations. And I just started realizing is that, people aren't going to agree with me, but that's 100% okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now for you, with you going through just the day-to-day, life of being a man, and of course society stating that men, I won't say stating, but just showing that men should be super sexual. How do you help motivate other men to live in their truth, be who they are, and you know still have a healthy relationship when it comes to intimacy?
Oh, I believe in just telling them you get to define manhood for yourself, like you can't let society dictate everything that you do. I mean, there's some who have high drives and some people who have low drives. I mean, it's to each his own, if anything, but my main thing is a man of God is that, you follow what God wants you to do. And if you believe that you're walking in the light, I would believe to continue just to walk in the light, help out your fellow man and your fellow woman, basically, continue just to be a good man, not just for yourself, but just to be an inspiration for other people. There's nothing
Hmm.
wrong with having intimacy. There's nothing wrong with having urges or anything like that. But when it's becoming out of control and now you're getting exposed like everybody else because you've hidden all these secrets, I just truly believe in just living a good, valuable life. If you mess up, just say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I messed up." Being honest and just being true to yourself. That's what I encourage the men to do.
Hmm. Okay. James,
What's up?
do you think that women can have an addiction to the pornography?
I think anyone can have an addiction to anything. Doesn't just have to be pornography.
Hmm. I wonder what it would look like though. Because typically we hear it's a male thing. We don't hear women going
Listen,
through it.
it's definitely a woman thing as well. Because if you go to a sex store, there's a lot of toys for women.
I don't think that I would relate that to it being an addiction now.
Well, women.
I
It
wonder
could
what
be,
side is more
but it's catered
profitable.
more towards what's up? What'd you say,
What'd you
Dane?
say?
I wonder what side of the store is more profitable, the men's side or the women's side.
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we all know women gonna spend money. Women are definitely gonna spend some money.
Listen,
But why
low
do women
key,
spend the money?
low key, too.
What did you say? Hold on, James. What did you say, Dang?
I said they was for the money, low key.
Yeah,
Just
you
in and
spend money
out.
on everything.
Yeah, that's a right. That's a fact.
Okay. You said, but why do they spend the money?
Yeah.
Nah, I know
Now,
they do.
Dane talking about well, why do they spend? I mean, James talking about, but y'all need to change your names because y'all names is just too close and it's just so confusing. I don't think the stores having things in there for women contribute towards an addiction. I think it contributes more towards self-pleasure because I feel like women can possibly do that without actually watching or having any type of visual aids. Keep in mind when women are going through things, the first thing that we tend to do is eliminate intimacy. So intimacy with others. So I feel like that's probably where, why they have a lot of different toys and stuff. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
So self love is on the rise. What you saying?
Oh
Self-love is
yeah,
probably on
especially
the
with
rise, but
women.
fellas. So I will say though, sometimes guys will use these videos to keep from making a bad decision. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's just another way it might impact someone. Because if having sexual desire, I mean, they just don't go away. And so I wonder how do you manage when you don't have a person? Like how does single people? I mean, I guess it's okay to wait. I mean, I don't know why I'm acting like just waiting isn't an option. You know what I mean? Unless people are can you self pleasure without watching videos? I mean, you can.
Yeah, if you got a good
And is that the
imagination.
same? Do we put them in different categories?
I see. I don't think you can. Ooh. Well, okay. Now, like Caleb said, I mean, if you're going to this quite often, more frequently in an unhealthy way, then that too could be looked at as a form of addiction. Um, and I think that will definitely affect your position when you do get into a relationship with someone. So I think if you just overdo it, then it's just as bad as watching a video
Yeah, I
because
agree.
now you're just solely relying on yourself, and then somebody else comes along, they can't please you because you're used to yourself. So,
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
Now you
Caleb,
got
did you want
another
to add
addiction.
into that?
Yeah, I mean, just in summary, there's a term called compulsive masturbation, and basically you don't want to go all the way out of left field with that because there are some men who just that I've coached that just, cannot stop doing it. I think it's more just it can be more of an emotional issue. It could also come from abuse in general as well. Not really properly loving who you are as a person, not having a purpose in general. There's this great book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's this term called sexual transmutation. And yeah, basically, in summary, the term is real simple. You take the urges that you have, you just transmute it into something else. So, yeah.
Hmm. Well, what did we learn today, guys? What did we learn today? I learned about Black Hero. I know that much.
You
Um,
learned about what?
Black Hero, that app. I gotta
That's
check that out.
true. That is a
Yep.
fact. Which I am impressed with. I am impressed by.
You gotta
So,
get a sponsor
props
from
to
them.
whoever made that app because
Mhm.
That
that seems
helps.
like a really useful tool, huh?
Yeah, it definitely helps you stay on track. Um, Let me see. What did I learn today? I learned it's okay for you to have your own little kink. Kinks are okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a part of who you are, living your truth, but not before the first date because you might not make it to the first date. Um, but try to be open minded to someone else's kink and what it is that they like. Don't kink shame. Just because somebody shares something with you doesn't mean that they want to do that with you. They're just sharing. And ask questions. If you don't know something, ask questions, right? What better way to learn? What about you, Dane? What did you learn today, sir?
I learned that it's important to be open and to share what your kinks are. We all want to know, like from from our partners. So it's important to share that. And I'm walking away the same way I came in. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bumpy grind.
That's true.
Um, for me personally, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay. And James, what did you learn today, sir?
I learned that if you got a problem, get some help.
Or guilt them into it, right?
Or guilt them. I'm gonna keep it a stack, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack because I'm gonna close it out. Um, Firstly, if you have an addiction, whether that's porn, whether it's drugs, whether alcohol, get some help. Go talk to somebody. Find support groups, rehabs, therapists, life coaches, anyone that has a specialty in whatever you're struggling with. Secondly, if you're into something freaky, that's you. Some people are gonna accept you, some people aren't. Just be prepared for either whichever way it's gonna go. Third, don't I want to say this right.
There's about to be some. Come on.
It's the right way to say this.
Come on, man. Spit it out. Don't
Be
feel like
careful with
you
what you share with people.
Mm.
Because once you open up and you say some things to certain people, it can travel around faster than you can imagine through social media, group texts, all that. And then you can be prejudged. So before you say something, be comfortable enough with yourself in case it gets out and goes to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Protect yourself at all times. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
it like that.
there you go. Mm. All right. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's show. I appreciate each and every one of y'all in the chat. Thank you so much for engaging with us as always. If you are interested in being a guest, you know what to do. You guys can actually sign up on our website, which is www.hesaidwhatnetwork.com. Scroll down and there's a section that says be a guest. Go ahead and register and come kick it with us. So what we're going to do is go ahead and wrap this thing up. Caleb, once again, thank you so much for coming
appreciate you
on
so
and
much
being
for
our
coming on,
guest,
bro.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
no
giving
doubt,
us
man.
some
Thanks,
Absolute
insight.
Caleb.
pleasure.
No
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
no problem. Love
So
being
we
here.
will once again let you tell the people how can they follow you, what do you have going on, and how can they support you, sir?
Yeah, so basically, how you can support me is I'm on social media at a man named Caleb on Instagram. I have my course coming out, which is already out right now. It is the Breaking the Chains of PORN. If you are interested, all you have to do is just send me a DM. I also have my one-on-one coaching. I have my books available on Amazon. So yeah, just give me a follow, check out my stuff, and yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thank you, Caleb.
Yep.
And then Dame, sir, please let the people know what do you represent and how can they reach out to you?
It's your boy Dame Earth, repping CT on all platforms. Got a lot of love for you. So happy you joined us this evening. You could go to Urban Buddha right here and get you some merch. This is for people that are sucker free. Okay, these are for people that's the merch that you'll find on that website is for people that stay calm in the middle of chaos. They stick up for other people. They don't take no shit, and they are just living life in a peaceful manner. And let's all do that, man. So take care of yourself for us, and we're gonna take care of ourselves for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
All right. And then the guy himself, Mr. James Sweat, let them know how can they support what you got going on and how can they reach out to you?
It's your boy, James, Mr. Mental Ambition, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship. Available at Walmart, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. Hit the website, 3w.mental-ambition.com. TikTok, at mental_ambition 2.0. I'm at 73,000 followers, 2.1 million likes, and I think 80 or 90 million views. Hit the TikTok, man. See what I got going on. Instagram, at mental_ambition 3.0. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything, man. Work on yourself. Everything else will fall in place.
All right. And of course, me, I am your girl, Sabrina, aka Simply Bree. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for rocking with us. This is a very interesting and transparent topic, so I appreciate everyone just opening up a little bit and just engaging in this conversation. You can find me across all social media, Simply Bree, SIMPLEEBREE. Mostly you can find me on TikTok. I'll be ticking and talking. Check out the website, hesaidwhatnetwork.com, where you can find our past episodes. You can find out more information about your host. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends, with your family members. Let them know, hey, we are here. Shout out to Nanette. Nanette is going to be in the building next week. So she's going to be our special guest. You too can be a special guest if you just go to the website and sign up. And of course, don't forget we have a Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. You want to join that? We have crazy memes. We're trying to kick off some conversations with you guys. Stop being shy. Please stop being shy. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's show. Good day. Enjoy your week. Thank you for rocking with us. And yes, until next time, you guys, we will catch you all later. Bye.
Cool.
The dawn is good enough for them ducks, is good enough for the ship.
When you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.